Hi guys, it's Michelle. Today I'm here with my little BFF Mandy. Aw, look how cute she is.
Oh my God.
Little Mandy. So I brought along a friend for this one because you guys want me to film this video, but I'm fucking scared.
Sorry, I was like, I didn't realize that's why I was here.
Today we're going to be talking about some of the most crazy paranormal stories that are really...
Scary stories. Stories.
But they're like some of the creepiest ones ever, I guess, on like internet. I don't know. I guess
when I have to go home to my empty house.
Yeah, Mandy's like living home alone right now. I'm like the opposite. I'm very terrified of paranormal stuff and I don't like it. I normally don't fuck with it. I don't do Ouija boards. Actually, you know what? As a kid, I did. I made my own Ouija boards and I would do them by myself.
Like, they're fun, but like, like that's fun, but like, I feel like if we were talking about like murder, like serial killer stories, that would scare me more.
For me, I vibe with serial killers is what I was about to say. Again, no, I don't. I just like, I think it's interesting. Paranormal stories have always scared the fuck out of me. So do you have any like personal paranormal stories before we get started? Also, I invited you because I don't know how to read things out loud. You know, everyone knows that.
I'm honestly not even the best at it either.
Right.
But I'm not terrible. I'm not terrible.
Like, I'm so bad at reading things out loud.
Okay,
but I'm gonna read some of them. And she's gonna read some of them.
No, only like in Angela's old house, like books used to just like fall off her desk.
Angela's our other friend.
And then we'd always hear like thumping noises when we'd have sleepovers, and we always thought it was like her dog's like tail, because it always whacked the wall. But then after like one time the dog was like in the room with us and we were like,
yeah, I don't fuck with stuff like that. I've never lived in like a haunted house vibe. Like, I feel like my houses have always been pretty like new. And I don't really put myself in situations because I'm scared, but I do paranormal story. I mean, it's not really a paranormal story. I just think Amy Winehouse is like watching over me, but not in a scary way. Number one, the dog who sees spirits. I will say my dog sometimes does look creepy. Like, he looks like he's seeing some shit.
oh my God, that's because your dog is creepy.
My dog has a nasty habit of scratching the door in the middle of the night. One evening, she wouldn't stop scratching the door for any reason. After I called her 5 times, I threw a pillow downstairs to make her stop. That's when she barked from right beside me. She'd been next to me the whole time. Wait, that's fucking creepy. I don't like that.
I was like, maybe the dog's like scratching the door for some other reason. And I'm like,
shit, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I know. Whenever I hear noises in my house, I'm just like, it's just a noise.
I wonder what time it is, because they say that the spooky time is between like 3 a.m. and 4 a.m.
Really? Shit. I'm like, gotta go to bed earlier.
Really? I'm more like, I have to stay awake till 4. So
wait, I'm weird about that because I think that about like murders. Like, when I was little, I used to think a murderer was gonna come into my house in the middle of the night and like kill like everybody. Anyway, it was really creepy. But then if I stayed up till like 4 a.m., I'd be like, okay, the time passed. They probably wouldn't come now because it's almost like sunrise. So.
Oh yeah, no, I do that too. Shadowy figures descending from the ceiling. When I was little, every night when the lights turned off, I went to sleep. 2 dark forms would descend from the ceiling near the doorway in my room. Why is it?
Why did they like come out?
Why is it Dementors?
Oh my gosh, that'd be...
They walked quietly up to my bed and one stood on each side of my headboard looking at me. I would cover my head with a blanket until one day I had the courage to tell my mother. She put a lamp in my room and told me to pray and asked them to leave. I sleep with the lamp on at night till this day. I'm also really afraid of the dark.
I'm afraid of the dark too, but I feel like that one sounds like it's just like shadows.
That one sounds...
What, like, I don't know, is there like imagination, because the other one's like a sound when you're like, my dog, but then it wasn't, but then that's just like, I feel like you're alone at night and like imagining shit.
Okay, well, that reminds me that we do actually have a ghost story that's like, we don't know what else it could be, like it has to be ghost Janelle. It's like not even our story to tell, but it's, well, I can condense it. Okay, so our friend Janelle, she goes to school in her college town. She has an apartment with her sister and one of their friends, right? Like, they got back from the club. What time did they get back? Like 3 a.m., 4 a.m.? It was like late. So they got back from the club and they just like went to bed. Everything was fine, but they weren't like super fucked up. Like, it was like normal, like, you know, like club vibes, drunk, like whatever. But they went to bed and then Janelle like didn't fall asleep quite yet. Like, she like wasn't sleeping, and all of a sudden she like saw like a dark figure, like a shadow figure in her like peripheral vision, but she knew, like, it was a person, like, there was a person in her apartment, so, like, she thought that somebody had broken in, so she was just sitting there, like,
she was, like, trying not to move,
like, she was trying not to move, and this is why people think that she has sleep paralysis, which I'll get into later, but she definitely didn't, because she could move, and when you have sleep paralysis, you literally can't move, that's why it's, like, called, because you're paralyzed. So, she was, like, she switched over to the other side so that she would, like, looked like she was sleeping, so she wanted to, like, fake the person out in case, like, they, like, knew she was awake and, like, freaked out or something. But then, like, they, like, flashed a flashlight on her face.
Yeah.
And it was, like, really fucking sketchy and stuff, and she had this, like, it was crazy. So then, like, she was sitting there for, like, an hour, and then she, like, realized, like, she definitely, like, heard the person leave, and, like, once she realized they left, she called her sister.
Yeah, her sister was in the same apartment.
Yeah, her sister's in the other bedroom of the apartment. And she called her sister, and she was, like, freaking out, and then her sister, like, hung up the phone. She was like, it's fine, we'll call, like, the police, like, in the morning, like, I don't know, it's probably fine. Mm-hmm. And so she hung up, and then the sister saw a figure too, and, like, the sister saw one at the foot of her bed, and she could, like, say perfectly what they looked like and everything. Mm-hmm. And like, it's so weird, because if it were sleep paralysis, it wouldn't go hand in hand with, like, sisters. They wouldn't both have it. Yeah, like, it's, like, it doesn't make sense.
And they said they saw the same person.
Yeah, it's so creepy. They saw the same person, they swear. And so, like, they called 911, they were freaking out, they, like, woke up their roommate, and then they, like, checked their security cameras, because there was a security camera, because, like, their hallway's, like, on the end or something. And there was no one that went in their apartment, like, from the time that they left to go to the club till the time that they got back. And there's literally, like, no explanation other than,
they're, like, on a high story, like, nobody could, like, you couldn't through the window.
Yeah, it was, like, they couldn't go through, like, the balcony or anything. Like, there's no other story besides that it's, like, a paranormal thing. And I literally couldn't sleep for months after hearing that story, so you're fucking welcome.
Yeah, no, even after that, they all, like, slept in their living room, like, on the couch.
It's scary. And, like, Janelle is not the type of person to be scared of anything. Like, she's, like, just a fucking boss-ass bitch. Like, I don't think she's, like, the type to be, like, creeped out about anything. But this, like, was, like, another level. Like, it scared the shit out of all of us. So, like, I did not like that.
One day, during a break in class, a friend of mine put his head down and took a quick nap. Okay. I took this photo to show some other friends who were in another classroom. When I took the photo, no one in the room was standing. There was nobody behind me who could have cast a shadow, and there was nobody walking by in the classroom. So let's see this photo.
Wait, that's creepy as shit. I hate it. Wait, I hate that.
But the only thing that's weird about that, though, like, what if they're... Wait, what even is that shadow? That is really weird. It looks
like a person, but, like, a shadow person.
I wonder if there's, like, a projector or something. Like, I don't know. Like, that's such a weird spot, because I was going to be like, oh, like, what if somebody was just standing up, like, somewhere else, but, like, you wouldn't have a shadow that visible.
No, it would be more like if it was from the other side, because you can see that the windows are here. Yeah. So when it casts a shadow, like,
wait, and also shadows don't even go, like, all up on, like, you know what I mean? They're, like, on the ground, or, like, just, they don't, like, freaking
that's
up,
true.
like,
no hunty, I don't fuck with that.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Bye.
Caressed by a spirit.
Oh, I don't like this.
Shit.
I read the first line, I don't like it. Well, no, but
caressed is literally, like, nice.
And bitch, don't touch me.
Because, you know what I mean? You can use a lot of different words, but I feel like caress, one gives off, like, a nice, like, sweet notation, so it's like...
Not by a ghost.
I mean, maybe. My father died in 1996 when I was 10 years old and my brother was 12. We slept in a bunk bed, and my brother had the upper bunk while I had the lower one. One night I woke up in the middle of the night with someone softly caressing my head. I thought it was my brother and ignored it. Wait, when your brother, like, gets down.
When you ignore it.
When I went back to sleep, the feeling returned. I got out of bed to confront my brother, but he was snoring quietly. I went back to bed and the caressing began a third time. I've never prayed so hard in my life. I prayed until sunrise the next morning.
I don't like that, but maybe it was your dad, which could be, like, sweet in a way, and, like, if you die and you know me, don't ever do that. I have felt an actual situation that was like this, and, like, it revolves around Amy Winehouse again. But, like, I was sleeping one night, and I had a dream that I, like, saw Amy, and, like, I, like, hugged her, and it felt like ice too much, to the point where it woke me up. And, like, I can still feel, like, how cold she felt. It's, like, it's so weird. Someone said that means that you're recognizing that they're dead. But I don't know. I think it was her. My grandma lives in a very stereotypical horror movie house. Small oh my god, I really can't read. Small Midwest town, white and old looking home on a farm. She even has a chipped wooden Mary nativity in the front yard. That's creepy. She also has a cemetery about half a mile down the road. Nope. I used to sleep in the room in the corner on the top floor, my aunt's room, and it would have a wooden rocking chair in it. When I was younger, I would wake up because I thought I heard it rocking, to the point where I would wake up my grandma and have to stay in her room. About 10 years later, my mom, aunt, and I were talking about how creepy my grandma's house was, and my aunt goes on to talk about how when she was younger, the reason my mom and her ended up sharing a room was because she thought that her room was haunted. She said she woke up one morning and the rocking chair was about 2 feet closer to the bed, and after that night, it would start rocking on a nightly basis at midnight. No. No. That scares the shit. I would not. I can't. Also, cemeteries really scare me.
Really? I think cemeteries are peaceful.
Bitch, what? Not at night. One of our friends had sex in a cemetery. One day I got a random call asking for some girl named Sarah. I told them that they had the wrong number and they hung up. For the next few months, I would get these calls asking for Sarah about once or twice a week, coming from different numbers and different sounding people. That's fucking creepy. Sometimes these calls came at 3 a.m. One day I got a call and like usual I said I didn't know Sarah, and after they hung up I went to my contacts and hit redial and the answering machine said that the number did not exist. I went back through my call history trying to call some of the people that called me with the same result, a machine telling me that the number did not exist. Every time I would get these calls I would redial the number and still got that machine. I googled the numbers, but all I learned was that they were coming from North Dakota, Montana, basically everywhere in the Midwest. The next time I got a call asking for Sarah, I said, "Oh yeah, she's right here." And the other person said, "No, she isn't," and then hung up. That's so creepy. Things started getting weird when I started getting these calls from unknown numbers calling me. Whoever or whatever on the other end hung up once I said hello. Once I got a call where they didn't hang up after I said hello and I could hear someone on the other end just listening, but they weren't saying anything, just something really uneasy about it. Yeah, I don't like that. That's that weird. Actually reminds me, everyone thinks I'm fucking nuts for this one. I think I've definitely told you. I told everyone because I think it's crazy, but one day I was in 3rd grade.
Okay, yeah, you're probably right.
I don't know if I was in 3rd grade. You can count back the years. What were we in 2009? Probably 4th grade.
Probably 4th grade.
Yeah, okay. Well, you were in some type
Maybe
of grade.
5th grade.
I think 3rd grade going into the 4th grade. But either way, it was June 25th, 2009, and that day might stick into people's heads for a reason that I'm going to explain in a second. But basically, I got a phone call. I was taking a nap, got a phone call. My parents weren't home. Literally answered the phone, and it was this voice that's dead-ass sounded exactly like Michael Jackson. And they said, "Hi, it's Michael Jackson." And I swear it sounded so much like Michael Jackson.
Call
Listen,
you?
but wait. I literally went and I hung up the phone. I was like, "LOL, so jokes. Who was that?" Michael Jackson. It really did sound like him. Not gonna fucking lie. Obviously, there are people that can do impersonations, but I hung up, and then I go and call my mom, and I go, "Yeah, it's so weird. This person just called me saying LOL, it's Michael Jackson." And she goes, "You know he just died, right?" And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Yeah, he died this morning." And I was like, "Wait, what the fuck? That's so weird." I said, "Wait, what the fuck?" In 3rd grade.
When the ghost of Michael Jackson's gotta call
he probably called me to tell me that I'm gonna marry his daughter one day.
No, he didn't. No, he fucking. Really imagine Michael Jackson dies. The first thought he's so funny.
Okay, but how did this person get my number? It wasn't a family member because no family member I know can do a Michael Jackson impression that was spot on. So they must have been just calling random numbers.
Yeah, that sounds more probable.
No, I think it was Michael Jackson. This past year I went to bed on a normal night and in mid-dream everything stops and a voice says the fire alarm is about to go off. I wake up and about 5 minutes later when the fire alarm starts going off in our building. I asked my roommates the next day if anyone said that, and I just happened to hear it, but they said the fire alarm went off around 4 a.m. and they were all sleeping prior to it going off. Plus, none of us knew that they were testing the alarm beforehand. I was weirded out after. That is kind of fucking weird. Well, also, weird. I'm a psychic, so I understand.
Yeah, apparently this building in my school is haunted. The elevator in there used to be some kind of children's school or something weird like that. Which I don't
fuck with children's ward,
school,
psych ward
or hospital. I don't remember which one.
Yeah,
which is weird. but I'd have to look it up. But anyway, apparently like the elevator broke and some like children died or something really creepy like that.
Oh shit. This one's a little close to home because this one apparently takes place on Long Island, which is where I'm from.
When I'm like close to home and we're literally in Florida.
Shut up. When I was 18, I was really into scary movies and I had an urge to see or experience something scary. During the summer that I started researching haunted sites I could visit. The one that caught my attention was Sweet Hollow Road in Long Island. There are a bunch of popular urban legends linked to the site and all of them have to do with a creepy underpass bridge. A few of the stories speak about the violent deaths of children. One day I told my cousin and brother, who are also ghost story fanatics, that we should visit Sweet Hollows. My cousin just had gotten his license and my mom insisted on tagging along.
What?
When we finally got to the underpass, we found nothing. We didn't see anything out of the ordinary. The only scary thing that we experienced at the site was due to a thin zigzag-like road. We almost crashed into a tree. We thought the trip was a waste, but then something strange happened. The next morning, my mom swore that during the night she felt like someone or something was watching her from under her bed. Ew. On the other hand, the rest of us had all dreamt about a small boy with black hair. He was pale and none of us could remember his face. Until this day, we still believe that whoever we saw had to be one of the many children that died at that bridge. Wait, that's creepy as fuck. I don't like it.
That's creepy, but it's also like
imagine
weird.
if you had the same dream as like everybody that also went to that thing.
Yeah,
no.
but no.
Guys, seriously, I'm debating doing that because we're done with the stories. I'm kind of getting scared now. Me, my friend Loie, and my friend Andrew, who I met through Loie. Andrew lives in Long Island, and I'm like, should me and Loie visit and like go on all these creepy haunted adventures? Anyway, that's it for today's video. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Let us know in the comments if you have any creepy paranormal stories. We would love to know. That is it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram because I'm always posting really dope ass shit on there. Subscribe for new videos every week, and I will see you guys later. Bye.
Ciao.
He walks away, the sun goes down.